Also 2 others, criminals, led with him to be put to death. You know, they carried a cross up that hill too. Do you know what they were carrying? Jesus was carrying the sins of the world. Do you know what these men were carrying? The weight of their circumstances. What exactly is happening out here in the world? Jesus has bore the sins of the world, but people still choose to carry the weight of their circumstances. Both criminals were trying to get through life by their own power, but it led them both to death. Both of them. It says they were robbers. They were thieves. It says that in Mark 15. They were doing everything that they knew to do to get through the world, to bear the weight of their circumstance. They were trying to bear the weight of the world on their shoulders. You know, the devil will let you do that. Church, the devil will let you do that. Community, the devil will let you do that. But Jesus bore the weight of the world's sins on His shoulders. There's a very large difference between carrying your circumstance up the hill and carrying the weight of the world's sins. But to you, it can feel the same. Because Jesus said His yoke is easy, His burden is light. If you'll call on Him, then you'll realize the weight of your circumstance and the power of His shoulders. The power that Jesus has to relieve you of that. For one criminal who was sneering and would go with the crowd no matter the circumstance, it did not matter, he was going to split hell wide open. It was the hardest moment for him that he ever had in his life to hang on that cross. But all he could think of was, I want to look cool. I want to go with the crowd. But the other man, in the hardest moment he ever faced, he said, Jesus, remember me. And then when Jesus answered him and said, assuredly, today you will be with me in paradise, it was the lightest moment in that man's life. Because the circumstance that he carried up the hill was then on the weight of Jesus. It was part of the sins that Jesus bore. Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. This is an important part of seeing the world how Jesus saw it. Because the world still saw a criminal, but Jesus saw the redeemed. Come on, let that get in your spirit. Let that minister to you personally. The world still saw a criminal, but Jesus saw the redeemed. On the other hand, the world still saw a criminal, but Jesus saw the misguided. He didn't see the discounted. He saw the misguided. But you don't have to be the image that somebody else is trying to form you to be. Yeah. Be who Jesus is making you to be, man. And so don't forget this, to see the world as Jesus saw it. You had these 2 criminals on the cross. And yeah, they were thieves. One of them was a thief. What do I mean one of them was a thief? Does anybody catch that? One of them was a thief? They both went up there as thieves. But when Jesus forgive you, your past is done. There were 2 thieves that went up there to that cross. Do you know, one went with the crowd and split hell wide open, and one finished the race. These men that were carrying that cross up there, they were bearing the weight of their circumstance when Jesus was right beside them carrying the weight of the sins of the world. Think about it. Are you bearing the weight of your circumstance today? As Jesus was on the cross, you know, that cross is a plus sign, man. You add Jesus to your situation, and you get life, and life abundantly. Amen. Come on, I can't make it any plainer than this. What we need is Jesus. It's time. He said, if you will believe in your heart and confess with your mouth, then you'll be saved. Anybody who calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Right now, if you believe in your heart, it's real simple. 3 words. 3 words. Jesus, save me. Jesus, save me. Anybody that will, just Jesus, save me. Watch how your circumstances that you've been carrying all your life will transition into the weight of the sins of the world that He already bore.